Hey Zesties, I'm Michelle Boyle and welcome or welcome back to my channel, Zesty Girl. This video is part of my simplification process. It is my Pantry Declutter project. Now I've talked about it, that I've been doing it on a couple of videos this week, but now I have finished it and this video is it. But I just want to clarify, as I'm editing it, I just wanted to clarify some things that will probably come up in the comments as questions. Okay, so if you want to see this video, then let's do this. So something that comes up in this video is I've come across expired food. Not just a little bit, but a lot of expired food. Now, this food has been, it's like a hoarder thing, right? This food has been around, some of it since, I don't even want to say. It might come up in the video, but anyway, a long time. I've had this food for about 8 years, some of it. Or between 8 years ago and last year, but it's all expired. So I remember actually buying containers to store this food that if it was expired like 8 years ago, it was expired 2 years ago when I bought the new storage for it. So what this food is it's all whole food. Our whole pantry is pretty much whole food, but I like to replicate food that we love as healthy food. So for different projects, I'd have to buy different food. So over the years as I've been doing this, you might use a little bit of something and then you don't use that again. So that is what that is. I was really shocked. We moved house last year and I got rid of 60% of our belongings. I'm not sure how I didn't know that these had expired. It just seems like a mental block. Anyway, I thought I'd explain that. But the funniest thing is that, and don't tell my husband this, but I threw the food away. And then I felt so bad about it that I got another rubbish bag because it's all packaged. Some of it's not even opened. And I transferred the food from one bag to another and I calculated how much wastage, how much money I had wasted on this food that had not been eaten. Because I'm very proud of the fact that every week I eat everything. We use everything. And my mother used to do that. So I sort of follow in her footsteps that way. So this has been a bit of a shock. So I did that. And thankfully, and this is really important, thankfully, the total was about $160, I think it was, over 8 years. So when you put it like that, it's not so bad, right? But I'm glad I did that exercise, even though it wasted 10 minutes of my life, because now I know and I don't feel so bad about it. But I am so relieved it's gone. The pantry looks fabulous, as you'll see in this video. I opened up the doors this morning, and even if the children leave the doors open now, I'm just like, that's okay. That's okay, let me just stare at it. So it's amazing. So the next job is the kitchen drawers. Pretty much the rest of the kitchen's all done because I did not bring into this house last year or a year and a half ago anything that I thought that I wouldn't want. And that's worked brilliantly, but it's all out still in the garage, a lot of it, and 60% of it disappeared before we even shifted. There's 6 of us. I don't feel that I hoard things, but maybe I do, I'm not sure. Anyway, I have a lot of clutter. I do for how simplified I want my life to be, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's get straight into the, so I've been blabbing on long enough, let's get straight into the video. Okay, so my pantry is a complete mess and I've been wanting to clean it out and I haven't got to it yet. And I was going to do it as my project on my self-care day yesterday, but I just, yeah, no, I didn't feel like doing that, so I didn't do it. So I need to get up there and get that sorted, and this is all we've got left on hand. And the legumes along the back, we're not really eating those. I might try another legume dish this week, but it's really give Jessica and I pains in our stomach as much as we love them. So yeah, I'm going to try and stay away from those. So, and in the other pantry, I just want to go through and just tidy up because there's a whole lot of just empty things that we just don't fill up anymore. I don't know what that is in there. See? Some vitamins, some cashew nuts that need to be put in the container. Yeah, just most of these are empty now because I just don't fill them up because I think everything goes to waste if it's not used. So yeah, I'm going to get this cleaned up today and then we'll see if we get a better improvement on this. Back pantry looks as sad. I've got some oats. Oh, I do have one lot of pasta, some rice crackers, there's chestnuts, some stock, some Vegemite, apple cider vinegar, gherkins, olives, dates. I don't even know why I bought those. And this, which I'm dying to use, but I've got no oven, so I can't use that. The worst thing about a haul this size, to be honest, is that I have to now put everything in the freezer and the fridge that needs to go in there to keep cold. But then because I want to clean the pantry and I want to clean the fridge, then everything's got to sort of sit out until I get that job done. I have to get that job done, and really I just really want to go and have a sleep. Okay, it's a Sunday at 5:30 p.m. and I'm about to clean the pantry. Yes, because I need to put the groceries away. I've put the cold things away, just really messy, but I need to put the other things away, but I'm not putting them in there in its current state. So I'm about to clean the pantry. So the quickest way to do it is to take everything out, put everything back and clean. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm not sure how this is gonna work out.
Lights flash in the dark. I know you're coming back, aiming at my heart. And these things never come from me easily, no. But now I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready, ready. Emotions repeating, though it's been so long. I know what you...
Okay, so first things first, we have these containers. We have gluten-free cornflakes and we have some gluten cornflakes, so we don't have any, okay, we don't have any of those. Yes, and then we have some, on the back pantry I have some gluten-free Wheat Bix. They haven't been opened. In the cupboard here, we've got some gluten-free Wheat Bix. We've got, see, I've been such a mess. Okay, so we've got these Wheat Bix. So I'm just going to get all of this tidied up. I think that's all. And then I think I'm going to use this for oats because we go through so many oats. So let me just put you back on the tripod and we'll get this all organized.
Just close your eyes and we'll be shooting stars. And you know I can't wait for forever no more. Now tell me, are you ready? Are you ready? Ready? Emotions repeating, though it's been so long. I know what you're thinking, I know. I wanna spend all our time now for better.
Okay, and done. So I've got gluten-free Wheat Bix, gluten Wheat Bix, gluten-free Special K, and this is actually gluten-free cornflakes with a couple of gluten cornflakes at the bottom, but the gluten people can eat those as long as the gluten-free is not eating those. So there we go. Top shelf is done. I've got heaps of space behind it, but I'm not going to use that because I don't need to use it. So these can go into the back. They're not open, they can go into the back pantry. Stockpile, baby. Okay, next shelf. And I told my husband I got him these biscuits. And look, he's into them already. So now they need a container.
Now there's no looking back. You got me falling fast, falling fast. I'm falling. Give it all up, give it all up, give it all up. For you, I would give it all up, give it all up, give it all up. I would give it all up, give it all up, give it all up. For you.
Okay, so I've just tidied up this, wiped it all down. Just remember that it's not one of those fancy schmancy things. I use all sort of mixed matched containers. I mean, up there you'd think that I had a thing going on, but once you get down here you'll realize there's, or in here, you'll realize there's no thing going on. But to eat healthy you just really need to have a pantry that's really, really working well for you. And because we've got 6 of us, 4 of us, not children, but teenagers in here all the time, it gets out of control really fast. But because it does have a system, it's really easy to get it back in order. But don't be watching this video if you want it to be all gorgeously fancy, because that's just not us. Oops. Okay, I'm just going to go over and get all the tins from the grocery haul and bring them here and put them in. Getting Tom to help me. Because my arm's really sore. Pineapple. Just put them anywhere, I'll just tidy it up. Okay, gorgeousness. Okay, and what's down the corner here? Let's have a look. I've got this whole meal, which goes together, so I'll just leave it together. And then we've got the curry sausages that we still haven't had. And I love this bottle. I must bring it out so I use it. This bottle is what I love drinking water out of because It's a glass bottle. Let's put that there for a moment. Oh, now we're up to this yucky shelf. Do I really want to do this yucky shelf? And then this one, I've never actually done this one since I got all the Mingle seasonings in. Mingle at Mingle. Amazing, Mingle seasonings. Okay, and then that one. Oh, that looks terrible too. I'm really losing enthusiasm now, but I'll keep going. Actually, to make myself feel like I'm achieving something, I'm going to take all the pasta and all the things for the back pantry, for the stockpile pantry, and I'm going to put those just away first because I just tuck them in there. No great system going there. So I'm just going to do that and I'll show you. Okay, so here is the before. Okay, I've got this. I'll use this to carry everything. Okay, so I'm feeling excited. Okay, I'm ready to tackle the next yucky shelf. So the way I handled this, and I haven't wiped these down, and they're so sticky and yucky and they need to be wiped down, but I'll leave that for another day because I've got to rebag all the meat and it's rubbish day tomorrow. So I want to be able to do that and get the fridge organized as well. So this will do. But the way I handled that was I basically, everything that belonged on there I'd left on there, and anything that was randomly thrown in there that just didn't belong there I just took away. So that's functioning. It's not perfect, but it's fine. And then this crushed ginger hasn't been opened, so I'll just put it down over there. And that leaves the next shelf. Guess it's gonna have to be us. Perfect. This is the only white, and it's not white actually, it's raw sugar that we have in the house. And that would be so old. Throw it away. Oh look, some pantry labels. When I got them from Kmart, I must have thought these were a great idea and I haven't used them. Now we have a problem with the bread bins that I bought. I love them, but once you put the lid on, no one takes the lid off to put bread in them. So I'm just going to put the lid somewhere else and not have the lids and see if that works better. So I've got the bread now up here without any lids on, and I've got some space here. Maybe I'll put, I'll have a think about it. I'm not sure what I'll put there. I usually use those containers for pasta that I've used half a bag of. So I usually put the, where are they? I usually put these on and then leave them here on hand. So I make sure that I use it up. So I've had a bit of pasta hanging around. And then I had some potatoes in another one. So, and then this down here is just a whole bunch of things that I'm really not using because they're tucked away. So I need to have a good look at that as well. Look at the floor now. Okay, so I'm not really sure where I'm at the moment as far as how I want this laid out. But I know that down the bottom I want the water and the soft drinks. And then this is good, this is working good. So that's the Mingle. So I can actually just take the whole lot out because I use these Mingles all the time. And then I'll just decide the bread goes in here, so I'll just make some decisions. I'm just going to declutter this because I really think there's things in here that really should just be in the rubbish bin. Okay, you can do this with me. This jar. See, look, the boys fill their old oats container up, but leave like the tiniest amount in the bag. Anyway, now these, I'll put my glasses on. I'm sure these are 150 years old. Right. Ready to serve fried noodles gluten-free. I think I got these in one of those black boxes where it's like a promotional box where you get quite free. Let's see the date. I'm pretty sure that says the 12th 17. The 5th of September 12/17. Yes, okay, I think that's like we don't need that anymore. Okay, well this is way better, this one. This is from 2019 expired, so that's a good one. This one, Super Greens. This is best before 2019 too. And they could have thrown them away ages ago. Corn flour. It's not too much though, it's only a few things. This is 2022, so that's expired too.
Did you ever stop and think, why spend too much time just getting ready?
You know the reality of this, and this is why these containers are so good, because I even removed this stuff from my other house to here. And I was like, oh yeah, those containers go in the bottom of the pantry. It didn't actually occur to me that I never actually go in them. But I should have not even checked the dates, because look how, I don't even remember buying these things. And I don't know why I bought half these things, and the packages are so old. So yes, lesson. Okay, so my husband's not teasing me much about that. Anyway, he's like, that's like 10 years old. And I'm like, well, you know, there's a good story to that. There's no story. I must be just a hoarder. Okay, so I've made a decision. Well, I haven't made a decision. I told you I was going to put the soft drinks down there, so I've put soft drinks down there. And now I'm just going to have a little break from this overwhelming task. Ew, I don't want to do this side. And I'm going to, though I used most of the real food that in here. Well, I've kept on top of all this real food, the nuts, the seeds and everything we use in our natural cooking. So I've been really good with that. But those things down there were things that I bought for special projects, special healthy projects over the years. You can tell how long I've been cooking this way. And trying to recreate normal food with gluten-free food and things like that. And I only needed a little bit, or I never got around to the project. So that's what those things were. They're not my day-to-day thingies. Which makes me think that down here is probably something similar. So we'll have a look at that in a moment. But you can't wait. Now at this point you need to run to your pantry or cupboard and try and find something from 2014, 2017, 2019, just to make me feel better. And I'm going to go and put the eggs into the egg thing and start doing the meat so that my husband can get the rubbish out for tomorrow. So we had 2 eggs left, and by the magic of the camera, ta-da, 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 48 eggs. Next I'm going to open up the frozen salmon, get rid of the bag and just put the pieces into a container in the freezer. I'm going to rebag these into bags of 8, and I'm going to probably put these into 2 serving sizes as well. Okay, 1 kilo of chicken nuggets became 3 bags of 11 and 1 bag of 12. I think that's right. Or was it the other way around? 3 bags of 12, 1 bag of 11. Something like that. I can't remember now. I'm not going to count them again, but something like that. Salmon, skin on portions, 7. 7 of those in there. Okay, so dinner's, I'm just cooking the pork really slow while I keep going. I'm just cooking the pork chops really slow, and then we're just going to have that with Caesar salad. Okay, so I've opened up the blueberries. I've got them ready to go, so they are out of the box and they'll go into the freezer. Pies in 1 big bag, and so are the potato waffles. Okay, so while you were charging, the camera was charging, pork chops finished cooking, and that's the Caesar salad. It's just a bag ready-made Caesar salad, and then I just added some Costco carrots and some red pepper that I had in the fridge that needed to be used, and that's 1 dinner. So this is Lucas's. I'll make the same for Tom, and then my husband and I will have one when I just get myself a bit more organized. So I put 1 lot of sausages into the freezer. I'm going to just bag these and put them in the fridge because I'll cook these probably tomorrow. And I'm just going to bag the chicken and put it into the freezer as well. Also use these glass jars for the biscuits. So everyone's going to be so excited to see biscuits on display in our pantry. It's going to be pretty exciting. And down here I've got Ellie's secret dog food back here, and that's for if she gets constipated. That dog food always helps out, so I'll leave that there. And then the Mingle sachets are in here, and then the pasta, and there's some leftover cookies in there. And yeah, we're making great, we're making great progress. She says as she can't stand up. And Tom scored all the croutons since Lucas can't have them. Okay, it's the next night, and look what's happening already. So the boys have obviously been in here. They can't put this back where it goes. Oh, this will be my husband. Can you not put it back here? So frustrating. Breathe. Okay, I'm thinking of tackling this side now. So I'll start at the top again. Okay, so this is actually sat here. This hasn't, this has just come out. So this is actually sat here most of today because I haven't finished and I've got to find homes for some of these things. So I've just grabbed these down from up the top. So up the top is clear. Now I suspect, it's a lolly, I suspect that some of these things have expired. These are my absolute favourite teas, other than Higher Living, which I've got a little tea box that has them in on display because they're gorgeous. This is an Ayurveda tea. So these aren't my favourite teas, but some of these other ones might be quite old. So I'm just going to have a quick look and clear these out. I love herbal teas so much, but I tend to go into my tea box. I'll just show you. So here's my tea box, and it's got my Higher Living teas in it, and I just go through these so quickly. So that's my tea box. Okay, so I've cleaned the container, and here are the teas that haven't expired. I can't confirm if there's one here that was 2014. I absolutely can't confirm that. But these are, and the lollies are going out. Right. Okay, so what else goes up there? And I'm not going to take this out and clean in here and everything right now because it's a big job and I can't be bothered. But what's in here is all my herbs and spices. And for people that home cook, you know that this is just a whole thing. Now, I have over the years tried to put these in little containers and things that are hanging and things that are in drawers and things that are all sexy. But you know what? I just like to grab this down from up above, put it somewhere around where I'm cooking, pull out my flavors, sprinkle, 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 and that's what I like. I really love this container. So this works for me. And it looks a bit like a hot mess. It would do someone's head in, but I love it. Love it. It's perfect for me. So I'm just going to put this back up with my teas and continue on. Next shelf. Okay, this is where we're at. And yes, there's a lot I want to say about this. And so I'm just going to leave it till tomorrow because there's a lot I want to say about what I'm doing here. And I think it's interesting. So I'm just going to, I'm too tired to talk about it now. So, and I really want to get it right for myself moving forward. So I'm just going to leave this here and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Okay, good morning. Good morning. I'm up really early to get this job finished because I have meetings today. I have a whole lot of discovery calls to do this morning back to back, so I need to get this job done. So I'm up super early. You can hear it in my voice. I have to get this finished. So yeah, let's get this done. See that shelf over there with all those things on it? I am going to attack that right now. Okay, so at one stage, as I think if you followed my channel, you'll know that I have been using up what's in these containers and replacing if I feel it's necessary and not replacing if I don't. So that one's got almonds on it, but the almonds are in here. So there's a lot of empty jars that were in there, and that's mostly because I just hadn't thought about what to do with them. So now we're at that stage. I'm basically just going to put back what we're using, and I don't think it's going to be that much. Because in the old days, like these walnuts, I'm just not using walnuts. And these mixed nuts, I haven't been using these mixed nuts either. So I just prefer cashew nuts, macadamia nuts. So I just buy the nuts that I prefer, and not a lot of them. So I'd rather buy them fresh all the time than have these big bulk lots that I used to get from Costco. It was a good idea at the time because we were making a lot of healthy sort of nut-based, nut and, what are they called? Nut and dates. sweet treats, but we're not really making those at the moment. We're just going for something different. So I don't need all these things on hand. So let me just put away what I do need, and then we'll see what we're left with. Okay, so these nuts are off, and so are these ones. So I'm going to be throwing those out, but I think, and these pecan nuts as well. But I'm not surprised because I can't even remember when I would have bought those. So I'll go through and just check everything else. But most of these jars, as I said, are empty. Okay, we're making progress, and now I really have to go down here, which I'm just scared. I bet there is nothing in here that I need to keep. Maybe. Let's have a look. Okay, so I've cleared out those 3 shelves there, and I'm struggling to think what I'm going to put in there because I've cleared these out, and these ones that were in the cupboard that I've just done, they didn't have much in them, to be honest, but none of it was staying. All of it's expired. So I don't really want to put them back to refill them when I buy things again. So yeah, I need to have a little think about this. Okay, so I've just washed a whole bunch of containers. I'm just waiting for them to dry. So I was just looking at this and I was thinking, you know what, this isn't even logical how this is laid out. And maybe that's why people this morning have put things here where they don't go instead of where they do go. Maybe it's just not a logical layout. So what I'm thinking is moving the things which would be obvious, right? So the cereals and that, even though the boys are like 6 foot, all of them, I'm thinking of moving things down to where they would be better. So not on the top shelf, the cereals, because they use those more often. And my herbs and spices I have to lift this down every day. So that would be better, much better down here, I'm thinking. And these, which are the children's treats, they would be better just not so accessible, even though I've put them in the really tricky jars to open. Maybe they could be up here somewhere. And then I'm only using these things when I'm baking and creating, so maybe they could be better somewhere else. So I'm just going to have a little think about that, and we'll see how it all turns out. Okay, and I am finally finished. It's taken me 3 days part-time to get this done. And the kitchen has been a huge mess while I sorted and organized everything. So I've kept it very minimal. There's a lot of, I've got a little stockpile actually in the back pantry that we've sort of keep by the garage. And my daughter said, why don't you bring some more food from there because there's lots of space in here now. And I said, no, let's just keep it really sparse so that we can keep it really tidy and really organized. So let me tell you, I've moved things around. So up the top, I've got the coffee pods, coffee, my tea box, and some cordial drink. Then we've got all the tins here, and tucked around the corner, we've got some almond milk and some passata sauce, and some pasta sauces and things like that, and the curry pastes. Then down here, we've just got all the bits and pieces that we use all the time, oils and things like that. Vinegars, peanut butter there in the corner. This is new. I've put these, I use these all the time, so I've put these here so that I can grab them out really easily. And the gluten-free bread here and the gluten bread there. I've put the lids of these away, so I'm just didn't want to have to deal with them. Right, so these are my Costco trays. There's nothing in the back there. These are just all the sachet foods, mostly Mingle. And then Mingle seasonings here. These are my life at the moment. I just love them so much. I've got teas at the back here. I have my tea up the top, but I also have these teas because they're not in packages. They're just sort of loose. So this is my loose teas here, herbal teas. And at the back, pasta that we've been using, and that we've got some left over. I don't keep pasta in jars, so I just put the little thing on there, and then that reminds me to use it next. I've got potatoes and onions and that in the back pantry, but I've brought them forward to here so that I can use them. And then I've got 2 free containers at the back, nothing there, and my water down here. I've moved the lemonades and that to the back cupboard because I think if they're not visible, they're not going to want to drink them as much. Okay, the only thing up the top there is coconut oil. Then I've got my flours, so I have almond flour, then I've got rice, white rice, and then I've got coconut flour. So this is the one I use all the time. The cereals are down here now, as opposed to up high, so they should be easily accessible, and there's some quinoa down the back there. These are all my whole food products. I've basically gone through and made sure that everything here is perfect, perfect and not old or yucky. And these, and I'm only keeping, I need to relabel these, but I'm only keeping the things that I absolutely use. So I've got rid of a lot of things. So I've got almonds, I've got, this is sunflower, but it's not, it's LSA powder. The pumpkin seeds, flaked almonds, I've got some risotto rice back there. At the back, I think it's coconut. What on earth is that? Oh, that's hemp seed. This is almond meal and corn flour at the very back. Cashew nuts at the front. There's dates. I've got a box of dates out in the back cupboard. There's some more slithered almond, not slithers, almond, I don't know what you call it. Little almond pieces. Oh, sorry about this noise. Rolled oats, chia seeds and cacao powder. And then that brown rice that I've been using, I've been trying to make up and use up because no one liked it. My camera won't focus properly. And some cranberries. So that's that. Now this is a new shelf too. So I've got muesli bars in here. So these are the Costco ones and there's some gluten-free ones in there as well. Now this is going to work so perfectly. So I've got the children's lollies at the front. I've got gluten-free chocolate chips at the back. I've got chocolate chips in the front, the arrowroots at the back, and then I've got rice crackers here and Tom's, whatever they're called, crackers there. And then moving down to this shelf, we've got all my herbs and spices here, the love of my life, the loves of my life, I should say. Vitamins in the front, some Panadol and things at the back. We don't keep a lot of that type of thing. And this is all we have in here now. So I've gone from like 5, 6 containers to just one. I've got yeast flakes in the back with some almond flour, some coconut flour. These crackers are ready to go once the others run out, and some cacao powder. And these are drink bottles. So these are all drink bottles that we actually use. And the soda stream bottles. And that is everything. That is everything. That is the pantries. You cannot believe how ridiculously excited I am about this. It is so perfect. I'm so happy. So happy. So here's the fridge after the big hauls, even though they were 2 days ago. I've got some steak that I'm using tonight. This is, I've just got one lot out. I've got to go out, so I'm going to come back and cook the rest after I get back. Some salmon there, there's pork roasters there. Yogurt, cheese. I need to put that top one in a container. Dog food, ham, feta cheese. Over the back is bacon. This is dog food. Some avocado that was used today. Salami. What is that? That's some ham, mustard, something left over there. Tofu. And then all the veggies are in here. All the vegetables and here, and the strawberries are there. And actually, I should have got those strawberries out of the container. And those. These are stocked up as well. We've got veggies, frozen veggies there. The meats were at the top. There's some meat, bags of meat underneath the ice cream. There's like the chicken breasts and the chicken thighs and the mince from Costco. We have the bread at the bottom. Just blueberries and salmon in there, and that's it. And finally, here's my back pantry, looking so much healthier than it ever has. So I've got the soft drinks up the top, I've got spare wheat bix, and I've got spare cornflakes. I've got rice crackers. They were about 6, but now they're 3 after 2 days, so the boys have been getting right into those. 3 lots of the tortilla chips, and this was from my black box today, so I've put it there. I've got dates here, stock here. I've got the Sakata crackers here. What are they called? I don't know what they're called. They used to be called, there was a brand called Sakata, I'm pretty sure. Sens. Some more rice crackers down here, and oil, which we're just about out, so that's good to having this. All the pastas. Got some of the noodles over the back. We've still got these aiolis. I must throw them out. I'm probably not going to use them. Just from the black box today, we've got rolled oats here. We've got gluten-free pasta. Got a couple of cans of Pepsi for my older son. His flying things. Some popcorn, some chestnuts, some spare peanut butter, and potato chips. And that's everything. That is everything. Finally, this is all the containers that I'm not using. So I've pulled these out. I'm not using them. I don't like these containers, so it's been a good opportunity to get rid of them. I'll wash them out and I might be able to repurpose them. I'll put them in the garage for a short time, see if I can repurpose them, because I still need to clean up the laundry and a few other areas. Otherwise they'll go, get recycled, and then these are all the containers that I'll also try and repurpose once I clean them. Right, so it's 6:43 p.m. I better get the dinner cooked so I can go out. I've got to go out, take Tom to basketball, and then I'll be back later on to have my own dinner. Very late, but never mind. Okay, so thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you here, and I really look forward to seeing you on the next video. See ya. Bye. Okay, and here's what the children are having for dinner tonight. So steak, salad, broccoli and cheese, and one of those waffle potato things that I got from Aldi, which they say taste like cardboard, but cardboard's good. Cardboard can be good. We love cardboard.